everyone, and welcome to the final part of this week's update video, which is the Galloper Thompson's storyline quest. We have part 2, and then next week we get our last part. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so in order to start this quest, you have to complete part 1, and then we get to talk to Casper. What's that noise? Ah, there you are. Someone's causing an awful lot of ruckus over at that looming tower aisle. It's kind of throwing off my groove, you know? I'm pretty sure it's one of your friends. Therefore, I'm holding you responsible for making sure it stops. Alright. Linda, what are you doing? To get me in trouble with Karen. Alright, there's Linda. Ivy, impeccable timing, as always. You wouldn't believe how many books I've read through, even for me. But I think we have a new lead on Galloper. Oh, the noise. I'm just packing some things from the camp. It's for our journey. I just have to pack one last book and then we can go. There is so much we have to... Oh! You're wondering where we're going. Right. The lead on Galloper. You might want to take a seat. I'll tell you what I found. We know somebody stole Galloper's memories, but why would they do that? What is there to gain? Got me thinking. What if this somebody actually did something to Galloper? Something bad. Something they didn't want him to remember. Suddenly, it all made sense. All the anguish, anger, and regret I was sensing around Galloper before. It wasn't simple blind rage. It was the feeling of revenge. It must have happened in the past, 900 years ago, before he became Galloper Thompson, back when he was just Gunner. At first, I started searching for the archives for any descendants or relatives of Gunner Thompson. When that failed, I turned my efforts to the Jarl and his closest allies. Then, a familiar name popped up. Magnus Steinar. Hopefully I'm saying that right. It has been said that Gunner Thompson broke magical rune stones with the help of the stonemason, a stonemason by the name of Magnus. These names I can't. We know that the ghost of Magnus still wanders Broderick to this day, and the last time he was seen was at the Stonecutter's vault in the Valley of the Hidden Dinosaur. Let's go see if he's still there. I'll finish packing up my camp and meet you there. But before we go, do you want a more detailed recap? I could do with a reminder, actually. So I'm not going to read this part. I'm just going to let you guys read this part because I would like to save my voice. So. Alright. So now we are in Dino Valley, and I am going to give you guys coordinates to the Stonecutter's Vault, because everyone always asks me every year, where is it? So I am going to give you guys the coordinates for it. Once we get there, obviously. And here are your coordinates to find the Stonecutter's Vault. Alright, so let's head inside. Brr, this place is a little chillier than I remember. Alright, so we talked to Linda over here. The Stonecutter's Vault. Isn't it amazing? I can feel the magic in the air. Now let's look for Magnus. An oozing pile of ectoplasm lies on the ground where the ghost of Magnus Steinar used to be. Ugh, ghost goo. Magnus clearly isn't here anymore, but maybe we can track him. Let's look for clues. Alright, I think we have to go this way. Keyword is think. These look like scraps of an ancient bridle adorned with bronze serpentine ornaments. Serpentine ornaments. Hello, Conrad. You're not supposed to be here still. But you are. Here's a worn, green tinted brick. No, wait. Looks more like a roofing tile. It's a small stone figure in shape of a majestic rearing horse. It looks very old. I think those are all the clues I'm going to find here. I wonder what Lisa will make of them. A green roof tile, a horse figurine, and an old bridle. These must be hundreds of years old. What do you think, Ivy? Can we deduce where Magnus might have gone by studying these 3 objects, I think we'll find Magnus in Jorvik's stables. Yes, that has to be it. Magnus must have kept these here as a memento of his past, which means Jorvik's stables must be an important place for him. Great team effort figuring this out. We could probably open a detective agency. There's not a lot to go by, but it's the only lead we have. Let's go to Jorvik's stables. Hopefully we'll find Magnus there. Let's figure a way out of this vault. Meteor must be getting restless, and I'm sure Demon Blood would appreciate moving to a warmer location as well. Alright. Off to Jorvik's stables. Alright, so we gotta search around. What's over there? I think I saw something. There he is, Magnus. Hey! He found me! Help! Somebody help me! The horseman! The horseman? Is he talking about Galloper Thompson? Why would he think we are Galloper? He seems terrified. He probably can't think clearly. Maybe Galloper is also close by. He's gone bonkers. He's gone bonkers. Yeah, I would say he appears to be a little stressed out. Let's see if we can calm him down somehow. Please don't take me away. Ivy, over here. I saw something. Huh. This is always a fun part of the quest. And the unwelcome visitor. On the ground lies an ancient-looking amulet made from a piece of string tied around a gemstone. Herbs are braided into the string. It smells of sulfur and is covered in a slimy substance. Yeah. You pick up the slimy amulet. Ew. With the intruder gone, perhaps Magnus is in a more talkative mood. Well, one would hope so. Interloper gone. Ooh. Where are we? What just happened? Maybe the question isn't where, but when are we? This place, it meant something to me. I lived here once, long ago. The headless horseman, no, Gunner was there also. I did something terrible. Thank you for chasing him away, Ivy. The headless horseman. He's out there, looking for me. I can't remember. It's all so hazy. The forging. Forging of a tool. So long ago. How did I do it? There it is, my crowning achievement, forging this tool, perfectly crafted to shatter the most sacred of stones and splitting through the most hollowed of trees. It was made to shatter magic. That tool, that weapon, could it be? Forgive me, I did not know what I was doing. How could I have known what he was planning? The legendary splitting wall, a powerful tool, imbued with the magic of 1,000 unharnessed horses. It never misses its target. Rune hammer, that's what it's called. Now, the runestone. Go to the runestone. Alright, so the runestone is like around Jorvik's stables area. Yes, this is where it happened. Do you hear it? The horses. What is he asking you to do, Ivy? I don't want to remember what happened next. Don't make me remember. I don't think you have a choice, sir. I don't want to remember what happened next. Don't make me remember. I remember now. I remember everything. So much pain, so much guilt. I spent the rest of my life, and undeaf, trying to repent for what I did. I can still feel it. The runestone crumbling underneath the heavy weight of Runehammer's blow. I wielded it once, but never again. Shattering of a Jorvik stable runestone. I can't believe we've just witnessed it, Ivy. I suppose I should thank you for helping me remember, although I admit I didn't really want to. Alas, holding these memories is apt punishment for my actions. I do not deserve to forget. Is there something you would like me to know, Ivy? Alright, so we get the Headless Horseman bridle from last year. Now, is this the chance to find out what we need to know about... Now is the chance to find out what we need to know about Galloper, Ivy. Yeah, why would Galloper, Gunnar Thompson, be chasing after you now? Runehammer was created for the sole purpose of destroying magic. Imbued objects. It was given to Gunnar Thompson. He used it to shatter many runestones across Jorvik. With every runestone, he seemed to lose a little part of himself, until one day there was nothing left of him. That's when his horse arrived. Morgana, he called it. I believe Gunnar, or shall I call him Galloper, ended up the way he is today because of me. Without my splitting maul, he would have not been able to destroy all those rune stones many lifetimes ago. Why did you forge Runehammer, the splitting maul? I forged the great splitting maul, Runehammer, at the behest of Yondyarl. He wanted a tool to destroy the magical runestones which could be found all over Jorvik. For some reasons, those runestones seemed to bother him. I happily accepted the mission. I wasn't concerned with what the tool was used for. I was too preoccupied with the thought of working with such a wondrous magical materials. I had never seen anything like it before. How could I resist? Alas, I could not see past the great honor of being given such a mighty task. Now Runehammer is my greatest regret. Where is Runehammer now? Nobody knows where Runehammer is today, but it was last seen with Gunnar. However, Galloper Thompson does not appear to wield it now. Perhaps it's lost to the ages. If you know the story, like recent storyline, you know where Runehammer is. It is for the best. I hope nobody finds it. Unfortunately, someone did find it. So, that is the story of Magnus, Steinar, and Runehammer, the splitting maul. Do you still have the amulet from the presents we chased off earlier? Mind if I take a closer look? May I hold this for a while? It seems vaguely familiar somehow. Magnus, if this is from whoever was stalking you earlier, it didn't come from Galloper Thompson, that's for sure. Ivy, I think we learned all we can from this place. It looks like we're leaving with more questions than what we had when we arrived. I have an idea what this amulet might be, but I'll need to be sure. I'll find you when I have confirmed my suspicions. There's a lot to take in. I heard Casper needed help with something. You should probably check it out. Alright, so let's return to the keep. Alright, so let's talk to Casper. Return to the keep. Ivy, did you see him? Where's the fire, Galloper? Did you see that trail blaze of green fire that just swooshed by? Phew! I wouldn't want to be whomever he's hunting. I have never seen Galloper in such an agitated state before. He was practically on fire, you know, more so than usual. If you're fast enough out of the portal, you might catch a glimpse of him in action. Oh, wait, so we're getting part 3 of the original. Okay, so that way we make room for the completely brand new quest next week. Alright. I am for that. Oh. Oh, yeah, he seems angry. Seems a little angry. Galloper Thompson is on the hunt for somebody. Who is he after? Follow the scorched hoofprints left by Morgana. Ivy, over here. Be quiet, you fool. What if Galloper hears us? Phew, that was close. We could feel the heat of Morgana as they rode by. I know, this is completely out of the blue. Here I am with an ethereal being hiding in the bushes from Galloper Thompson himself. You deserve an explanation. You know that amulet we found earlier? I knew I had seen something similar before. It was clearly very old, like thousands of years kind of old. Coincidentally, the same age as this guy right here. It makes for a great detective story, actually. I found him by tracking the amulet. I recognize the gemstone, Broderick in origin, combined with the herbs braided in the string, led me straight. Linda, there's no time for your blabbering. Galloper is bound to return at any moment. Don't forget who came to your rescue, Broderick. Actually, he's right. We should move. Broderick has a hideout nearby. He claims it's safe from Galloper. Humph! I never agreed to bring the two of you. Turn right. Oh, well, Linda's clearly glitching out. Alright, so try to ignore Linda. Turn right. Turn left. Yes, continue in this direction. Need to dismount. Okay. Here. Isn't this somebody else's hideout already? We're in a semi-hostile co-living arrangement. Broderick. Here we are. We should be safe from that monster. For the moment. Now, to make sure I remain safe and sound. Let's talk. So, as I was saying, before I was rudely interrupted, I found Broderick by finding the clues and investigating the materials and origins of the amulet he left behind. Broderick is from a druid from ancient times who lived in the same period as Gunnar and the great Jan Jarl himself, yet conveniently remembers nothing about them ever setting foot on Jorvik. He's not quite like the other druids I've met before, though. Search Broderick's, rather the spymaster's hideout for evidence of suspicious activities, while Linda keeps him busy. Ivy, come closer. Something doesn't feel right about him. I sense he's hiding something. Something of great significance. I think he might be the missing piece of this puzzle. Why was he following Magnus? Why is Galloper hunting him? Why does he claim to not know of Gunnar or the Jarl? There are just so many questions he won't answer. Questions we need to find answers to. I'll keep him busy. You look around the hideout for something unusual. Let me know when you see it. Alright, so now we gotta go look around. Ah! It's a green memory fragment. I've seen these before. Grab it before Broderick notices. Interesting. I think this is Gunnar Thompson getting thrown off by horses, because they said none of the horses would like him. There's another one. Alright, Broderick. That's not what you think it is. I mean, gee, how did that get there? Alright, you little punk. I'll tell you everything you want to know. But you've got to help me in return. Information isn't free, you know. Demand answers from Broderick, the druid in the spymaster's hideout. How do you know Magnus Centaur? Magnus, that worm. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. Magnus forged the weapon which Gunnar used to destruct our most precious rune stones. Yes, Magnus is also to blame. Why do you have Galloper's memory fragments? The fragments you found in my hideout? They're only some of the many memory fragments I've stolen from poor old Galloper. Why did I steal them? Isn't it obvious? I knew he was looking for revenge. He was coming ever closer to figuring out the truth. I had to make him forget. I had to cover my tracks, then you came along. Now you shall help me. I hate to interrupt, but is anyone else feeling the chill? Oh no, Galloper must be outside. What should we do? I have to act fast. If I close the door, Galloper might pass us by. But Broderick has done some horrible things. Do I really want to save him? I could make some noise to make sure Galloper finds us. I can't make this decision. I'll just have to see what happens. And here he comes. The wickedness of druids. I don't know what to make all of this. I wonder where Galloper took him. Poor Galloper Thompson. A state of constant torment, having his memories taken from him, lacking a whole soul. I couldn't even imagine a worse fate. I know he's done some unspeakable things, but still, I can't help but feel sorry for him. I wish we'd know more. Where are the other pieces of his soul? How did he become the ferryman of souls and the master of the keep? And Broderick, what has become of him? What will Galloper do to him? There is more to be told in Galloper's story, but for now, there's nothing more we can do for Galloper or Broderick. The veil between our realms is closing. You should head back to see Casper and see if everything's okay in the keep. I think Casper is still a little bit irritated with me about the noise from my camp. Probably. Alright, let's talk to Casper. Hey, you're back. Everything's so nice and peaceful without that Linda person. Tee hee hee. Galloper seems in a particularly good mood upon his return. Well, good might be an overstatement. He seemed resigned, calm. Must have been a successful hunt for that lost soul. Tisk, poor fella. Alright, and then next week we get the final part of the story. No more cliffhangers! Hooray! Alright, so this is what we get from the quest. It's still the same bridle and saddle. If you haven't gotten from previous years, you'll be able to get it this time around. Alright, you guys, so that is pretty much it for the part 2 of Galloper's storyline. And next week we are getting a brand new part. So they basically combined part 2 and part 3 of the old one into part 2, which I absolutely love. And I can't wait for part 3. I can't wait to see the conclusion of Galloper's story, and knowing even more about him is so exciting. So I cannot wait for next week. Hopefully you guys are excited too. And yeah, that is pretty much it from me, you guys. So as always, remember to keep positive. Happy trails, everyone. I will see you next week for those new coat variations and all the spooky fun that comes with next week's Halloween festival update. So as always, you guys, remember to keep positive. Happy trails. I will see you in the next video. Bye!